if you just joined us, you're still on to Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television. Let's head straight to our conversation for today, where we have it that the federal government has ordered the withdrawal of the case against Comfort Emmanson, the Ibom Air passenger detained after an onboard incident in August 10, 2025. Aviation Minister Festus Keyamo announced that Ibom Air dropped its complaint, allowing police to begin her release process from Kirikiri Prison.
Okay, so the Airline Operators of Nigeria, AON, also agreed to lift our lifetime flight ban, citing a remorse during questioning. In a separate case, Fuji musician Wasiu Ayinde Marshal will see his one-year flight ban reduced to 1 month following talks with aviation stakeholders.
The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, will also drop criminal complaints against him. The Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, FAAN, plans to engage KWAM in public campaign to promote airport security awareness.
Okay, we also have additionally pilots involved in the KWAM incidents, Captain Oluronti Ogoyi and First Minister Officer Ivan Oloba will have their licenses reinstated after serving a 1-month suspension and completing a mandatory professional review.
Keyamo emphasized the shared responsibility between passengers and staff in such incidents and announced upcoming training for aviation personnel on conflict de-escalation. We still have Barrister Tunji Abdul Hamid. Thank you so very much, Barrister, for hanging on.
Thank you, Barrister.
Thank you so very much, Barrister. You're still there with us, isn't it?
Thank you for having me.
All right, okay. Beautiful. Barrister, there we have it. Lots of things have gone down. Unfortunately, our newspaper headlines didn't see this coming, because if you take a look at the front pages of the newspaper, I would love to believe they had printed the copies of the newspaper before this breaking news, which would have made the headline. Unfortunately, there we have it right now. What's your take on all of this? No victor, no vanquish, isn't it, Barrister?
Should we be looking at it in that way? I think we are polarizing our law simply because of sentiment and simply because of influence. I tell you, the Comfort is enjoying those things you mentioned that they want to do simply because of the final one case was treated. They are trying to look for a balance and a soft landing for KWAM as well, because as it is now, if they have to go ahead with the Comfort's case in court, people will ask questions: why is KWAM not in court? People will ask questions: why is Senator Wasiu Ayinde not in court? So in order to balance that situation and to give them a soft landing, they want to extend that gesture, that particular privilege to Comfort, and that is the benefit she's enjoying today now. She's enjoying that benefit because similar thing happened, have been done by celebrities and the VIP. And even from the report I even gathered, we have been told that KWAM will now be engaged to work for what's it called? Nigerian industry, as a publicity on how to behave. So for me, it's still been benefiting from committing crime. As far as I'm concerned, you see, in Nigeria, the way we handle issues sometimes, rather than follow the law and let people who have been alleged of offense face the consequences of what they have done, and if they are found, they take it. If they are released, they go. What we'll do is to look for soft landing, and similar thing or next tomorrow, and somebody else will be treated differently, and then the question will arise: why is my own different? Why is it like this? If similar thing happen from somebody else tomorrow that is not even a KWAM, that's from a particular area, people will say, it's because it's from this area, or it's because it's this and that. For me, those things you have said are not proper. What I expect them to do is to have done proper investigation of both cases, and whichever that is not proper. In other words, whichever they believe that there's a case to answer, they take the proper step against them. The question regarding Comfort is that the way and manner the case was handled suggests foul play or not. It's not in line with the due process. You cannot be an accused, and the report I'm getting, I don't know whether people are reporting wrongly. Ibom Air be the one that took her to court? Are they police? Are they Ministry of Justice? Because I know in criminal cases, particularly in Lagos, individual cannot institute case against another person. I'm talking about criminal case here.
Okay.
You cannot, as an individual, go to court to institute a criminal case against any other person. You must be it must be the police or the Ministry of Justice that will take that step. So if they are telling me Ibom Air was the one who took her to court, I don't understand how it happened, and I don't understand under the law it happened. At best, Ibom Air can be a complainant. They will complain to the police, and the police will do investigation. And after the investigation, they are satisfied that offense has been committed. They charge her to court. But in this case, we have been told, even NCAA is saying it, that it's not them. It's Ibom Air that took her to court. That KWAM was not taken to court because what's it called? Falujet did not take her to court. Take him to court. It is not within the power of Falujet to take people who have committed crime to court. It is not within the power of anybody as an individual, especially in Lagos State, to take criminal action against anybody. As best you can complain. So for me, I will not celebrate these positions. I will not celebrate the fact that they are saying. I will celebrate the fact that this comfort of a girl will be given a bail because she has been not well treated in the way it happened. She has no business in being in custody for now. I think because as far as I'm concerned, no investigation has been conducted. People cannot tell me. We have not seen video of what happened before those viral video that we are seeing, the trending one. People have not seen another video. What happened before that happened? What caused the provocation? How did it happen? People have already concluded that it's unruly. I don't know how they come to that conclusion. I don't know whether they saw the event before that, whatever. Even the one we saw. I saw a video where she was asking that she be allowed to go out. How can you block a passenger from going out from disembarking? If you allow her to disembark, and then thereafter you are pushing her out, you are dragging her out. What does that correlate? Somebody who is begging that allow me go, and then thereafter will not be somebody that will be carried. So something must be happening. Even if you believe that somebody has committed an infraction, and there's a need for her to be arrested, you allow her to go down from the aircraft, and then the police authority or security authority agency will take a step from that point. They can even uncover her and take her away from that side. Not that you keep her in the craft, you will not allow her go down. Then you frustrate her, you remove her wig, allegedly, you do all sorts to her, you frustrate her, and then you want to embarrass her, you will expect her not to react at all, just to fold her hands and say, I'm a gentle girl. It will not happen. Those reactions we saw, that when they say it's a slap, I think it's a matter of a reaction to attack on her. And under our law, if you are being attacked, you have the right to defend yourself. So probably what we saw and what we call unruly behavior is a response to what happened to her. So in that regard, I will not say, even though that's my opinion, that's not I expect the police to do more investigation on this before taking steps, before taking that to court. I even imagine what evidence will be taken to court thereafter. That's why you see thereafter they won't be the end of the case will not favor the government, and then people will come and say the court have taken money. Our legal system is very fraudulent. Even if they take Wasiu Ayinde to court in that manner, they will lose the case because they did not do proper investigation, they did not do proper collation of evidence. And they just went to court just to go and detain somebody. It's not done. I think the girl has been unfairly treated, and I think except he has a commitment, she deserves to sue them for breach of fundamental right and for other degrading treatment and for molestation and other acts. So for me, there is a double standard in what has happened, and that double standard is what they are trying to cover by saying, okay, she will go, Alhaji Wasiu will also go, this will happen, this will not happen, we'll release the license. You seize a license of a pilot when you have not even done investigation. That's an assumption that they are guilty. As far as I'm concerned. That's an assumption that you have convicted them. That's the meaning. For 6 months, you are not even saying, bring your license, don't fly till we are trying to confirm something. You just bring a decision, say for 6 months you will not fly and you will not work again. Your license has been seized. That means although I'm not saying, I'm not sitting here and saying they do well or they not do well. I'm not saying the pilot did well by trying to run down our celebrity who is trying to prove that she has that power to hold a flight, a moving flight. So as far as I'm concerned, the whole case was messed up, and no matter what they do now, it's an encouragement for other people to commit crime. That's the way I see it. When people commit crime and you don't punish them, and you come back and say you pardon them, or you say you want them, or you want to make them ambassador, so that they will preach to people, then you are saying, okay, go and commit more crime, you get more job to work, you get more work to do, and then for government, you know when you are doing work for government, no matter how it is, whether even it's pro bono, you will get something from it.
Yeah, definitely, he will be paid. So, don't be surprised when one might even start giving them the budget that they have to pay for his time.
That's true.
Of course, he will have to engage his boys, and they will collect money. Would that be done for free? If somebody has been alleged of have committed crime, and you say because of the way things are, you want to make him to be an ambassador, to start singing about or educating people about protocol, this and that, you are rewarding him for bad behavior. That's the way I see it. That's the way I see it. He has no business. He has no business from being asked to go. See, he has to face the law. When we make people face the law, and they go through the rigors of a trial or the stress, even if it's not convicted, some of them will not again do it again. The stress of going from one court to another is even enough to make people make somebody feel what's it called, to affect your mental health. So if you are going from one court to another, you are moving from one place to another, you have no freedom to travel to anywhere because you are thinking you have a case to handle, or you cannot even concentrate. That is enough to distract you. So if you now say go free just because you have shown you have apologized, so let's now go to Kirikiri and bring other people out and ask them whether they will not apologize so that they will go free. So for me, the way our penal system, justice system is being handled, is not helping our situation, and it's making it look like some fair treatment for everybody that have been alleged of any one crime or other.
Fair treatment indeed, because I won't even be surprised if K1 the Ultimate goes to the studio and release an album on this particular story, and he might even go and do a comparison of the situation.
Okay,
yeah, to apologize. To apologize. He has done something. He has done something.
That's
money again from that.
Singing in parables, and I feel that this comfort issue.
You make people feel above the law, because he will not say nothing has happened to him, and then the other people that are bigger also will do the same thing. See, nothing happened to Senator Oshiomhole, and people are even justifying his act. They were saying they were trying, other than address the main issue, they were bringing in another issue. The aircraft are teaching us. They are always doing that. They are this and that. They did not talk about somebody who came and disrupt public service or public peace, and they were making it look like somebody has come to commit crime. I think we are encouraging criminality in crime in this country by the way and manner we handle it.
But let's take a look at the Keyamo asking that people who work with the aviation industry and ecosystem should go into training on the escalation of issues. Barrister, you are a frequent flyer, and sometimes some Nigerians, sometimes when you fly and you see their behavior, I do not know, like experiences I have had, you see a situation where someone is flying, a domestic flight, not even international flight, and they are turning the airport to become a studio where they are shooting, they are creating skits, they are creating content. And it is, you see some of these things and you will ask yourself, what's wrong with these people? So the question is, while we train our people in the ecosystem on how to de-escalate, what have you got to say about we as Nigerians? We abuse some of this opportunity. Someone is on flight and is taking pictures and taking selfies and making all sorts of videos. What's your take on this particular matter, please?
If somebody is on board and is taking picture and video and is not disturbing anybody, how does that affect me?
So don't you think Yeah, don't you think, because the rules of, because we're talking about rules of engagement here, you're right, and this is some of the reasons why a Comfort got into all of this, because she was asked to put down her phone.
Yes.
She refused, and it's because of all this wanting to connect. She's a content creator.
So she wanted to create.
She's a content creator.
Journey,
so these are some of those things.
Journey.
Listen. Is there any rule of engagement that says while the flight has not started moving, you cannot use your phone? The only thing they will say is that when they are about moving, they will tell you to off your phone or even put it in flight mode. And that what the report we got was that this girl even put her phone in flight mode. But the lady was insisting that she must off her phone, that she must off it, that she doesn't want that flight mode. It's not within her. So for me, when you say somebody is creating content and it's not disturbing you, the content is creating does not affect your own life. If you are affected by content that's been created, you have the right to take steps against that person. Not for you to slap that person or to even harass that person. It's for you to take proper steps. If you know what to do, go to court. That's how a country is run. If people who are placing content at the airport or you are complaining of, some of them will not just do that without authority, without permission. So who are those giving them permission? Who are those giving them authority? And if I'm on board and somebody is taking doing that speech or whatever, like I said, as long as I'm not affected, as long as it's not disturbing my peace, no offense has been committed. And if I feel that my peace has been disturbed, I have the right to go to court or take steps against that person and ask for whatever. So you cannot say somebody cannot do anything that is not illegal. I don't know, except when even at the point, are you aware that at the point when you are on board and the flight is at the point, you are free to use your phone and do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
So it's not automatic. It's only when they want to move and they want to land that you are advised to off your phone or put it in a flight mode. So if once the plane stabilizes, you are free to use your phone. Once the seat belt sign is put off, you are free to use your phone and do whatever you want to do with it. So, but if you are doing it and you are disturbing other people, then that could be a case. But if you are not disturbing other people, you are sitting on your seat and you are doing whatever you are recording without anybody being affected. But if you are recording people without their consent and you are putting them out, they can take steps against you. That is all. So that's their own problem. It's not for you to say why are they doing scripts. That's their job. That's their own concern. It's not your concern. But it's as long as they're not disturbing you, or they're not putting you in a discomfort.
Well, Barrister is making it look like the truth of the matter is you can vouch for yourself because you understand civility. You understand what it means to respect yourself, right? In a particular environment you find yourself. But there are people that would never respect themselves, would equally not respect people around there, and will do some sort of things that you ask yourself, come on, did this person go through the 4 walls of school to understand what he should do in a particular place and what they should not do? Of course, you are very right, Barrister. We all have the freedom to do whatever it is you were supposed to do. But you understand that aviation is a very sensitive matter. Some of these things have happened in here. It's been communicated in other parts of the world. I watched this particular video in the UK channel, Daily Mail, and the way they told that story, it really wasn't looking good for Nigeria. So what's your take on all of this? Knowing that what happens in Nigeria has effect in other parts of the world, and because the aviation ecosystem is very connected, people will begin to look at Nigeria's airspace like these people are not serious.
They are making it look like as if this happened only in Nigeria. We copy all these things from abroad. If you don't know, they teach us all these things you are talking about. The only thing that the way the government handled that one in the country is different from the way we handle our own. So, but the crime being committed or the alleged crime being committed here it's not limited to our country yet. We have so many foreign incidents of such nature. The way manner is handled or to be handled by the authority is the difference that we have in this country. When it comes to VIP or VVIP or people who are connected, they treat it differently. If it happens to people who are not known or not collected, they will be treated differently. That's the problem here. Nobody, citizens all over the world want to commit crime. It is the responsibility of the government to ensure that they do the right thing. But what we lack in this country is the government doing the right thing or the authority doing the right thing. That's just the point. So it's not. Don't make it look like it's only in Nigeria that crime is being committed. Crime is being committed everywhere. And in fact, Nigeria is not an isolation. Our home may be the way it is, but it's not limited to our country. It's everywhere. But the way our manner we handle it is the problem.
Okay. Do you have a question for
yeah, so lastly, I have this question, sir. How can Nigeria now balance passenger rights with aviation security without eroding trust in the system? They should have
the problem is that balance thing about evidence, about situation, circumstance and situation on ground. The most time what we see in the country is that we see one-sided story and everybody wrong with it. Even people who are, I think that should be intelligent to ask questions, they will not ask those questions. They will just run with everybody. They will join the bandwagon and start condemning what everybody is condemning. They will not even ask questions. How did we get to this point? What happened? Why that happened? What is the reason why that lady that was blocking her? Does he have the right to block her? Does he have the right to hold her to ransom? That's what they call false imprisonment. If you don't know, that is false imprisonment. So does he have the right to do that? People will not ask questions on that. They will just pick one point. And some people are saying she's unruly. Why would she slap air hostesses? Why would the air hostesses embarrass her? Why would they treat her badly? Why would they remove her wig? Why would they talk to her anyhow? Why would they call her names? People will not ask those questions. They will just take one story, and then because somebody authority, you work with authority, that person must be right, and you must respect them, whatever they do. I'm not saying you should not respect people, but sometimes there are when you are, like I said, under our law, provocation. When you react based on provocation, it's a defense. You can self-defense. The defense in law. If you say I acted in that way to defend myself, they want to kill me. They nearly kill me, so I have to do that to rescue myself. So it's an excuse as well. So for me, the understanding the right of the passenger and the whatever is you see, these people who call crew in the they see themselves as a super human being. For me, I compare them to a conductor. The difference is that they are on here. That's the truth. That's the truth. The difference is they are on here. Why these people are on ground? They do that. What are they doing? It's not to take care of the passengers. What does the conductor? What does he do? Take care of passengers and call passengers in. So they see themselves as super human being. Once they work in that area, they see themselves as special, and then they see themselves as superstar because they work with airline or so. And that sometimes that enter into their head, and some of them behave as if they are super human being. So for me, those who are hostesses or whatever should behave well and know that look, they are serving people. They should customers that they say is what they say. Customer is
it's always right.
Customer right is
always right.
Yeah. should be respected. Yes. And whereas customer too should respect the right and of those people. Some of them also look down on them and see them as you are ordinary air hostess or whatever. They look down on them and try to rub it on them. So, and they also want to show that look, I'm not a super human being. I work here because I'm so they are proud of saying I work on here with the airline as a crew. But if you were to be on ground, they will not be able to say that. They will not be proud of it, probably because of the circumstance and the situation. So we should also respect them. So respect begots respect in both ways. The one we see that in some instances, the respect are not there. Some people are ordinarily, some passengers are unruly. I'm not saying some passengers are not unruly. When they are unruly, there should be rule of engagement as a professional. There's a way to handle it. There's a way to do it. Why can't they call the security agency to be on standby? And as soon as she stepped down, they pick her. Why must she be held hostage inside the aircraft? What do we know that they were doing to her? Do you not see the way they handle her? A man handling a woman in that manner, touching where it should not be able, it's not touch freely, especially that kind of a woman who sees herself as a very expensive commodity. Sorry for that adjective.
Yes.
So in that regard, we have to work. It to be both way. The customer, the client, the passenger, or whatever, to respect themselves. When we respect ourselves, then we'll get the good desired results.
Very true, Barrister. Finally, I'd love to ask you, have you had any experience with with airlines before, their conduct. What were the approach you took? And going forward, what do you think Nigerians should do going forward? Because we've had issues of cancellations. We've had issues of you get to boarding and they tell you boarding hour is 30 minutes to the time and they'll close up. And you get there a few minutes or seconds to the close and they tell you that they've closed simply because they've sold your ticket to someone else. So in that circumstance, what do you think is the best way to ensure that your right is guaranteed without behaving like Comfort?
I have not seen any incident inside the plane in that got me engaged with anybody. But outside the flight, there has been a issue similar to that of Mr. Wasiu Ayinde. I was to go to Abuja for a case, and since that day I've tried not to. I've tried to go to Abuja for a case, and a day before I booked my flight for 5 p.m. And on getting to the airport, they said the flight has been cancelled. That we have two options: either take our money or come back in the for the first flight in the morning. And I said, okay, let me come back let me risk it. Let me come back for the first flight in the morning. Risk it and said that even if I get to Abuja, I may not be able to get to court on time. That's what I mean by risking it. Let me just go there and take the LA flight, which they say is 6:45 or 7:15. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I got to the airport by 5:30. Do you know they say they close what's it called? They close counter. They did not allow me to board.
Really?
They did not allow me to board. I'm telling you, they did not allow me. I promised to take action against them, but unfortunately I did not do anything thereafter. And since that time, I also made up my mind that once my flight is cancelled, I must take them to court. But unfortunately for us, in Nigeria, let me just leave them there. They don't let me disturb myself. That is the attitude. Even for me as a lawyer, if we have been taking them to court for this kind of a thing, this attitude will reduce. But unfortunately, we will just say, let's just give it, let's just forget it. Or exactly if you are not even a lawyer, that you have to pay a lawyer to take those steps. You will just abandon it. Because if you come to me now and say you are not taking your flight, you make me miss your flight, and your flight ticket was let's say 100,000 naira, and I ask you to bring 500,000 naira to file a case, you just abandon it. What are you talking about? Then in some other country, people don't care about the amount they will pay to prosecute their rights. But here we are more concerned about what is coming out from the case we want to prosecute. It's not about enforcing the rights. It's about what will be the benefits. What will I gain if I pursue this? So I'm bearing in mind that you will spend money. Somebody will just abandon it. So that the incidents are always there, particularly the issue of cancellation of a flight or the issue of postponement of flights, and thereafter cancel it. They are out there without even thinking of your reason why you are traveling. Probably you have a meeting. Probably you have a schedule that you want to go and conclude. They will not think of that. So unfortunately, that's the way it is in our country. We don't have the government authority that can give us that support. That even when you report, that they will take the right step. Except you have somebody who's who's influential. In my state, for instance, now we have only major flight. It's a one flight. That I'm aware that somebody has written petition against them. You know what the petition is? Because if you are traveling from my state to Abuja now, or from Ilorin to Abuja, or from Ilorin to Lagos, which is about 30 minutes or 45 minutes, 40 minutes flight, you will pay as high as 300,000 naira.
Wow.
Or 270. But not so and so, just for one way flight. So if you are going to Ilorin from Lagos and you are coming back, you must be preparing like 500, 600, or 700 to go and come back. And so the petition has been written that why is that too high in the Ilorin comparing the number of hours or minutes that it will take. So if you do that often, probably they will sit tight and do the right thing.
Very well, Barrister. Thank you so very much for your time. And as much as we blame lots of people, blame the airline carriers, the industry, and so many other people, I think we'll equally love to say congratulations to those who are running the industry. Nigeria's airspace is one of the safest, not just in Africa, but around the world. The last time we had issue of a very big one is decades ago, and that's because people who are handling it now are doing the best that they can to ensure that there's safety in the space, and all they're asking for is for all of these little, you know, skirmishes here and there to be taken care of, so that we can have a robust, you know, system and airspace. In Ghana, they lost their minister and 6 other people from helicopter crash. In one other country again, one of the African countries again, they equally lost someone because of the airspace that I think is not well taken care of. But in Nigeria, we hardly have issues like that, and that's because there are people on ground doing a fantastic job. All of